Hi, this is David and Jackie. Welcome to Adjustable Bed HQ, where better sleep awaits you. Today, we are talking about how adjustable beds can help ankylosing spondylitis. You might be thinking, wait, don't some experts advise against adjustable beds for AS?
Yeah, you'd be right.
And you would be right. But as with most things in life, it's complicated. We've got a stack of sources here. Forum threads where people with AS share their adjustable bed experiences, articles outlining the pros and cons for various back conditions, and even some practical sleep tips specifically for AS.
And guess what?
And guess what? Even with those cautions, there might be ways adjustable beds can help, but it requires a deep dive into the specifics.
What's fascinating here is that the conversation often starts with sleep positions, but for someone with AS, it's about so much more than just how you lie down. It's
Mhm.
about the inflammation, the stiffness,
Yeah.
and how those things impact your entire day.
You're totally right. I mean, we all know how much a bad night's sleep can throw off our whole day, but imagine that amplified by chronic pain and stiffness.
Oh, yeah.
So let's start with you, the listener. If you have AS, you know the struggle is real. Waking up stiff and sore is a common experience, according to one of our sources. And then we have Cincinnati Joe, who wrote to us after buying an adjustable bed, hoping it would help his AS.
Right.
He wasn't sure what positions to try, and he was wondering if he'd made the right choice.
Hmm.
We hear you, Cincinnati Joe. So to help understand the potential benefits, maybe we should look at what makes AS different from other back conditions.
Absolutely. One of the key things to understand about ankylosing spondylitis is that it's not just simple back pain. It's an inflammatory disease that can actually cause the vertebrae in your spine to fuse together over time.
So it's not just about relieving pressure on a disc like with some other back problems. It's about how your spine is literally changing shape.
Exactly. And that's why reclining, while helpful for many types of back pain, is often cautioned against with AS because if your spine is fusing in a forward bent position, reclining could actually worsen that over time.
That makes sense. But then how do we make sense of these forum users who are finding relief with adjustable beds?
Yeah.
Let's take Ancient, for example. They said they start the night in a zero gravity position, where both the head and feet are elevated to take pressure off the spine, but then as they're drifting off, they lower the bed down as much as their pain allows.
This highlights a crucial point. It's not about staying in one position all night. It's about finding what works for you at different stages of sleep. That zero gravity position can be particularly beneficial for AS because it promotes spinal decompression, which can be very helpful for managing pain.
I'm starting to see how an adjustable bed could be a tool for actively managing your AS throughout the night. It's not just about finding the perfect position, but about adjusting as your body needs change.
Right. And it reinforces the importance of personalizing your approach, which is something every single one of our sources emphasizes. What works for Ancient might not work for someone else.
This brings us to Asli 9, who elevates their feet to relieve lower back pain, but then lowers them when side sleeping. This caught my eye because it directly relates to what you were saying about avoiding that forward curvature.
It's a perfect example of someone intuitively adjusting their sleep position to accommodate their AS. By lowering their legs when side sleeping, they're preventing further strain on their spine and potentially slowing down the progression of that forward curvature.
So it's like they're using the adjustable bed to work with their AS,
Yeah.
not against it. Okay,
Yeah.
this is where I think it gets really interesting. Sync doesn't find the adjustable bed helpful for sleep positioning at all, but they said it's been a game changer for getting out of bed in the morning when they're stiff. And that actually brings us to a question we had while reading your research.
Whoa.
Could these morning benefits be the key for people with AS?
That's such an important point and one that often gets overlooked. While reclining during sleep might be debatable for AS, the ability to effortlessly raise yourself into a seated position can make a huge difference in managing morning stiffness.
Instead of struggling to sit up from a flat position, which can be incredibly painful when you're dealing with AS, you're gently easing into your day.
It's about reclaiming a sense of control and independence. Imagine the impact that could have on someone's mood, their motivation to exercise, their overall quality of life.
It's like a ripple effect. Starting the day off right can set the tone for everything that follows. But I want to be clear, we are not medical professionals. We're just two people passionate about helping you sleep better.
Right. And the key takeaway here is that everyone's experience with AS is different. What works for one person might not work for another, and consulting a doctor or physical therapist is absolutely crucial before making any decisions about adjustable beds, mattresses, or sleep positions.
They can help you weigh the potential benefits and risks based on your specific situation and ensure you're making choices that support your overall health and well-being. So we've established that reclining during sleep might not be ideal for AS, but the ease of getting out of bed in the morning could be a major plus. But what about the other aspects of sleep that are important for everyone, but especially for those of you with AS?
That's where things get even more interesting. Because we have to consider how mattress choice pillows, even lifestyle factors, can all play a role in getting better sleep with AS.
All right, let's unpack that in part two, right after this.
We often hear that a firm mattress is best for back pain, but one of our sources actually debunks that myth. They specifically recommend a medium firm mattress for AS because it provides support without being too hard,
Hmm.
which can actually exacerbate pressure points.
That's about finding that Goldilocks zone. Not too firm, not too soft,
Mm.
but just right to support the natural curves of your spine. And speaking of support, let's talk pillows.
Pillow choice is crucial for everyone, but it's especially important for people with AS because proper neck support can help maintain spinal alignment, even when you're sleeping.
So we're talking about those cervical pillows
Mm,
or those contoured foam ones that
yep,
kind of cradle your head and neck.
exactly. They help keep your neck in a neutral position, which can reduce strain on your spine.
Now I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together, the bed, the mattress, the pillows. It's all about creating an environment that supports your body and helps you manage your AS.
And it's not just about the physical setup of your sleep space. Our sources also emphasize the importance of lifestyle factors in managing AS symptoms and improving sleep quality.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me more.
Think about it this way. AS is an inflammatory disease, right? So anything you can do to reduce inflammation in your body is going to have a positive impact on your AS and potentially your sleep.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
So what kind of lifestyle changes are we talking about?
Regular exercise is a big one. It might seem counterintuitive to exercise when you're in pain, but gentle movement can actually help reduce stiffness and improve flexibility.
It's like that saying, motion is lotion.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be anything strenuous. Even just going for a walk, doing some stretching, or practicing yoga can make a difference.
What else can help with that inflammation?
Sunlight exposure is another important factor. Sunlight helps your body produce vitamin D, which plays a role in regulating inflammation.
Soaking up some sunshine sounds like a pretty enjoyable prescription.
And let's not forget about the importance of a consistent sleep routine. Going to bed and waking up around the same time each day can help regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle, which can improve sleep quality over time.
That can be tough,
Hmm.
especially if pain is keeping you up at night.
It definitely can be. But even small adjustments to your routine can make a difference, like creating a relaxing bedtime ritual, dimming the lights an hour before bed, avoiding screens in the evening. These things can all signal to your body that it's time to wind down.
So it's about creating an environment that's conducive to sleep, both physically and mentally. We've covered a lot of ground here today, but it all boils down to this. Managing AS and improving sleep requires a multifaceted approach.
There's no magic bullet, no single solution that works for everyone. It's about understanding your individual needs, working closely with your healthcare providers, and being open to experimenting and adjusting your approach as you learn more about what works best for you.
It's like putting together a puzzle. Each piece plays a role in the bigger picture.
Exactly. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. There are countless resources available to help you along the way, including online forums, support groups, and of course, your healthcare team.
And speaking of support, we want to give a shout out to all the forum users who shared their experiences with us.
Their insights are invaluable in helping us understand the real-world challenges and triumphs of living with AS.
Reading through those forum threads, I was struck by the sense of community and shared understanding among people with AS.
It's a testament to the power of human connection, especially when you're facing a chronic condition like AS.
It's a reminder that even though everyone's experience is unique, there are others out there who get it, who've been there, and who can offer support and encouragement. So as we wrap up our deep dive into adjustable beds and AS, we want to leave you with this. There's no one-size-fits-all solution, but there is hope.
By taking a proactive approach, seeking expert guidance, and connecting with others who understand your journey, you can find ways to manage your AS, improve your sleep, and live a full and meaningful life.
We believe in you.
And we're here to support you every step of the way.
But before we go, we have one final thought-provoking question for you to ponder. We've talked a lot about the physical aspects of sleep in AS, but what about the mental and emotional components?
Yes. That's a whole other deep dive waiting to happen.
Indeed it is. How do stress, anxiety, and even positive emotions like hope and resilience impact sleep quality for people with AS?
It's a fascinating area of exploration and one that we encourage you to delve into further.
Perhaps we'll revisit this topic in a future episode. But for now, we hope you leave this deep dive feeling informed, empowered, and hopeful about the possibilities for better sleep
Sleep well, everyone.
and sweet dreams. As we've been talking about all this, I'm struck by how much control we actually have over our sleep environment.
That's a great observation, yeah.
It's easy to feel like sleep is this thing that just happens to us. But when you break it down, there are so many factors we can influence.
Absolutely. From the mattress we choose, to the pillows we use, to the habits we cultivate before bed, we have the power to create an environment that supports restful sleep.
And for people with AS where sleep can be so challenging, that sense of empowerment can be incredibly valuable.
It's about taking an active role in managing your health and well-being, instead of feeling like you're at the mercy of your condition.
And that brings us back to our tagline here at Adjustable Bed HQ, where better sleep awaits you. It's not just about selling beds. It's about empowering people to prioritize their sleep and recognize its impact on every aspect of their lives.
Sleep is foundational. When you sleep well, you feel better, you have more energy, you're more resilient, and you're better equipped to handle the challenges of AS or any other health condition.
It's like that saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. Better sleep lifts our mood, our energy, our ability to cope with pain. It affects everything.
And on that note, we want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into adjustable beds and AS.
We hope you found it insightful and helpful.
Remember, even if you don't have AS, many of the sleep tips we discuss can benefit anyone.
So prioritize your sleep, folks.
It's an investment in your overall health and happiness.
Sweet dreams, everyone.